staying on Canadians.
That's crazy.
Tory Lanez. All right, I was playing his music in the beginning. We got 2 Tory Lanez stories here for the audience. Okay, right? So for any women who might be like, oh, "Hey, Tory, keep him in jail," like I don't know, maybe you might have to fast forward a little bit.
I don't think women are saying that.
So Tory dropped a clip here. Not dropped a clip. He did an interview with Kyle from the Nelk Boys, right? On the Full Send podcast. And those guys have a pretty cool relationship from time. So like he called in, he was doing like 15-minute intervals, but he was getting his shit off in that interview. I'll play a couple of the clips that were going viral from it.
Like being blackballed by the industry too. I know you went like independent, right? Not too long ago. And I always used to see you'd have some trouble and some issues with the way that the music industry would work. What do you think about like with Drake and how the industry's kind of turned against him? Like you see videos now. I don't know if your boys tell you or you could see anything, but you can't like find a shit on Spotify, or there's just like a whole bunch of sketchy shit going on. I see. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, or because you're kind of on the inside of it too, right? The whole industry.
Can't all the way speak to everything that's going on with Drake, because at the end of the day, he's a grown man, and I think that's his story itself. But I will say one thing. I'm proud of the stance of any artist that goes against the bullshit that happens behind the scenes. Sometimes when things happen and we come out and we're like, yo, fuck the label, or like, yo, fuck the major, it's like, everyone's like, nah, this guy's spiraling out, this label. But they don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of dark things going on behind the scenes, and this is the reason why I went independent, because y'all niggas ain't getting me with none of that. I'm not selling my soul, I'm not doing none of that weird shit, the rituals and all that shit y'all niggas got going on. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, no rituals for
away
sure.
from me. But there's a lot of weird things that go on behind the scenes, and so it's very hard to be in a situation like Drake is going through right now, where you're going against the whole thing. You know what I mean?
The machine,
and I understand that there's a scrutiny, because it's like.
Yeah, they lost him there.
I thought that was my phone.
No, that's Rock Nation. Said, shut the hell up, boy.
Yeah, boy. Get him off this real quick.
So that's his thoughts on the whole Drake thing. Y'all have any thoughts on that before I play the clip of him and his DNA evidence and stuff?
Oh, that's deep. But yeah.
I mean, he said pretty much what we all know, that the industry is dark, and that Drake is kind of shedding light on maybe the more negative aspects of it, and that Tory Lanez is very aware, which is why he went independent.
That's why he went independent.
And you saw the success he was garnering being an independent artist, and bro, they wanted to shut that down immediately, even before like the Meg Thee Stallion situation. Like when he was doing the NFT direct to consumer, and I think he made like something like $1 million off like
I think
album.
1.5 or something.
Like right away, like in the first week or something.
One day.
Yeah.
And it was just too disruptive for the entire machine.
It's a bad example, because it's like, how are you making all this money without us? Like, don't be letting everybody know that you can do that.
Yeah, don't show our artists what they could be making.
Yeah, like
that's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
okay, there's this. And then there's another clip that I have here saved, where he's talked about the DNA evidence.
It's like, you ever had to wait for a video game and you're waiting for it to load? So DNA, the way that they did it is like, okay, if I let it load 60%, it's not going to give me the full conclusion yet. So once they loaded it like 60 to 70%, it was like, yo, it's inconclusive. But had they let it go the whole way, they would have seen it was 100% excluded. But they were like, yo, the fact that it's inconclusive and not a match, let's just leave it here because this is the best we're going to get. So they stopped my test before it even got to the finished result. Therefore, I went to court thinking that you guys only have an inconclusive test. But I always knew in my heart, this is impossible. I never touched this gun.
That new fact alone is insane. Just the fact that it went from inclusive to excluded, and there's 4 people's DNA on the gun.
4 people.
Bro,
None of them
judge,
are yours. Is fucking
judge,
that should be enough for them to open up the factual innocence like now.
Here's the hook.
Brother, my judge, Judge Harringford, Judge David B. Harringford. I'm not going to disrespect him. He's, at the end of the day, he's still an honorable judge. He's a black man at that. But I watched this man literally look at me and say, so let's just say I'll take the DNA evidence to be real, and I'll say that it's true. He said this on record, by the way. It's in my transcripts. He says, I'll take the DNA evidence to be true, but I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, even if I take it to be true, that's not a big factor in his case. That's not why he got convicted. Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? My nigga, what the fuck is you talking about, my nigga? Because that's the whole case. You feel me? But again, that's what it was, and that's what I've had to endure.
So they didn't get the full conclusion off of the DNA evidence. So they were like, yeah, we ain't using that. But what they did find on the gun was 4 other people's DNAs that wasn't his. But the man still said, even if we found it inconclusive, that wouldn't help anyway. Wagwan, bro. This guy sounds like he was railroaded at this point. Like, bad.
Yeah. Big time, man. And it was the machine.
Yes.
That got him.
And where did that get the person, let's say, if there was like a Rock Nation versus Tory, meaning Mr. Independent, he's still more popular than Meg Thee Stallion.
So more popular.
Like, he gets more news coverage. People talk about him on podcasts, mainstream things. He drops music that more people are rocking with. And he's been in jail this whole time.
Yep.
I think he's dropping an album March 7th or March 8th.
Yes.
That's working.
Everything recorded from jail.
People are more quick to go run to hear Tory Lanez in an interview than they are to go hear a Meg Thee Stallion interview.
Yeah.
Like, go on. Like, they want, if this is the plan, right? They used Rock Nation to tear down Tory and big up Meg. Did that work?
Nope. I don't listen to
Meg is ice cold right now, fam.
Yeah, even when you're talking female rappers, she's not, I wouldn't even say she's top 3 right now in terms of cultural relevance. Like, Glorilla, Sexy
Cash
Red,
Doll, Asian Doll.
Yo, Ice Spice is more popping than Meg Thee Stallion, and Ice Spice then fell off too.
Yeah.
Well, she just released a song with, I think, Annalie Choppa.
Coyle Ray is more relevant than Meg.
Yeah.
What?
Even though she don't sell as much because the machine is behind Meg even more.
Yeah.
She's more... I see more YouTube videos on Coyle Ray and what she's doing than what Meg Thee Stallion is doing, unless it's connected with Tory Lanez.
And Coyle Ray's on some hits.
Meg Thee Stallion has some hits though.
Yeah, she has.
She has that Japanese Okane Kasegu.
Yes.
But that's not a hit. That's an international kind of hit.
That's like an internet hit.
Yeah, that ain't no hit.
Stop. And even though
forced. That's
even
a force.
All like WAP, all that. What have you done for me lately, fam?
Nothing.
All that stuff is pre-trial. She went through a trial and none of her songs stuck since then, bro.
She gave me the documentary where she fake cried and when she got the call about his
connected to Tory. What has she done independent of Tory Lanez that people talk about?
She won a Grammy.
She won a Grammy?
Yeah.
Did she win a Grammy this year?
Nominated.
But
nominated.
I think she must have been nominated. She ain't win shit.
Even as a DJ, you can go through a whole like hip hop or trap theme night and not play any Meg Thee Stallion. Like, even if you are playing girl tunes, like, is there one song besides WAP that like you're like, okay, that's a Meg Thee Stallion banger?
That one that's the body yada 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 yada.
Okay, that one was big, but that was just at the time. Now it's kind of like it sounds old when you hear it.
It's like now you're playing the old school shit.
Yeah.
Like, fam, like, it didn't work out.
And no one wants to hear her.
Yeah. There are people who are still, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of people who are anti-Tory. They're like, how could you shoot a black woman, whatever, because they believe that Tory did it, right?
Yeah.
But in turn, it's not turning them into Meg's fan base.
No.
They're just like, we don't like Tory for what he did. But low-key, they were listening to Tory more than they were listening to Meg anyway. And they're just kind of mad that they can't listen to Tory because, like, damn, like, you shot a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel like he shot a woman. But they're not like, okay, now let's go listen to the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't work out too well.
I was going to say something, but
I'll say it.
No. So I was kind of wondering, what if he didn't shoot her, but he slapped her around? Would he be in this same situation?
No.
Probably not.
Right?
He'd be Chris Brown.
He was just a Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Most men would more resort to like maybe choking out and slapping a bitch than per se shooting. Like that's where I'm kind of always now twisted about this story, bro.
Brother, I dare the audience to, and no cap, even if he shot her, but didn't get convicted and went to jail for it, and he was home doing his thing, he'd be all right by now. People don't realize how the audience is, how toxic they really are, and how much shit that people let slide. We saw a video of R. Kelly pissing on a chick, and then he dropped "Step in the Name of Love," and we were stepping. Everybody saw the tape at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, well, you know, he did write "Bump Bump Bump" for B2K, and that song does slap.
I know.
It does slap.
Like what? Surviving R. Kelly is not when he should have been canceled. It should have been before
that,
and we brought him back. He's singing "Jigga Kelly Not Guilty" after the tapes.
Yeah.
So we've been accepted that guy back. We'll let a lot of shit slide.
Yeah.
So I dare say, if Tory Lanez didn't go to jail for shooting this woman, or for being thought to have been shooting this woman, right? Because that's what he went to jail for. But if he stayed home and shot Meg Thee Stallion, and it was on camera, y'all niggas would be bumping him right now. Controller remix. You'll put that on right now, bro.
Still bumping Tory.
They're still bumping
People
him.
still bump Tory.
But like they wouldn't even have the other side of the people. Yo, Chris Brown there's pictures of Rihanna's face, fam.
Yeah, but
and there's girls who are doing meet and greets with him, breaking up with their boyfriend.
Yeah.
He just won a Grammy.
Yes.
They're cleaning him up really good, though. They're cleaning him up really good.
That's why I said if he wasn't in jail right now for what he's been convicted for, that same accusation could happen and he could be home and still be lit right now.
It would fade out. It would fade out into obscurity. It'd be like, that was just back in the day.
Yeah.
He's kind of like what rapper went to jail for a long time and came out and still was like successful?
Boosie?
No, Boosie.
Boosie went away for a little bit, but not that long.
Yeah, not that long. Maybe like a Slick Rick when he shot dude and
when he shot his cousin.
Yeah, and then he came back out.
Yeah,
like that's kind of like the same vibe.
Shine it didn't work out for Shine.
No.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah. These type of artists like.
Pooh Shiesty will be home just now, and he'll be back. He'll get
right
love.
to it.
Yeah.
Right to it.
Thug didn't get to it yet.
Thug don't need to.
What do you mean?
Ain't he on that new song with Party, or is that party sounding like Thug?
I don't know. That might be party sounding like Thug. We gonna get to that in a second.
Oh.
But before we get off of this, getting back to it, shit. Thug was somebody who came home, and we're still waiting for it to really get back to it. The song with Lil Baby and Future didn't do it.
Didn't do it for you.
When's the last time anybody request that at a party?
No.
Exactly.
That went over your head.
Right? And it's Young Thug. He's home. He's home from jail. Coming home from jail, unless you get to it and give people a slapper, respectfully, you could end up like top 5. Where it's like, you didn't drop right away. Now it's like, it's more pressure to drop, or we don't even care if you drop.
But let's not act like if top 5 were to drop today and he dropped like a quintessential classic top 5 track, like people would be talking, like people would tune in, It's not like there wouldn't be that interest. Whereas I feel like with some artists, they lose the actual interest in their music where it's like, doesn't matter if I drop or not, you don't care.
It depends on what you drop too, right? Because you don't want to be like Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda left with whatever, Hot Nigga.
Yeah.
And he came home and didn't have Hot Nigga. Yeah. And then people or not even anything like that was sounding like that. And right away people were turned off. They're like, I don't want to hear this new shit that you're doing, even though you're home.
Yeah, and then he was like winding himself up on the floor and all that kind of, that just put him on.
So you could be home dropping and then they're like, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, I feel like at one point, maybe Bobby Shmurda and his team realized that and they just started doing a lot of like podcasts and media stuff because like him as a personality is entertaining and people still remember like the lore of Bobby Shmurda and everyone's like a free Bobby Shmurda like back in the day,
But the only thing that they remember from him is Hot Nigga, and that was like before he went to jail. Anything post jail, crickets.
I just imagine how his life goes. Like it's a lot of work for him.
Yeah,
he got to be at any show. He got to be at any podcast. He got to shoot any picture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he has to be there.
Yeah,
or else his condo fee don't get paid.
What's crazy is that like I feel like when
He's gonna be on the street.
When that song was fresh and out, like he could have just done a bunch of walkthroughs performing that one song. But now, do you feel like people are gonna hire him to still do that one song, or is it too old? It could be like a throwback night where it's like, yo, we got Bobby Shmurda, and
That's
know what song everyone.
What it is.
Yeah, he's a legacy act almost.
Is doing throwback night.
Yeah.
He's not even in his 30s and he's doing throwback night. Bro, this episode is driving me crazy.
Yeah, why?
All these YNs are like old heads, bro.
Now.
Like, cause they're YNs to man's like me and Dusty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to you too.
They're like my generation.
They're your generation.
And now I'm old, I guess.
And they're calling you you're an old head.
I'm an old head now, bro.
There's some 18-year-old watching it like, yo, look at that old head Czar.
Yeah.
That's
I remember
crazy.
when he used to be a guy.
No, but like, because Bobby Shmurda's not an old man, bro, but like he's aged out, bro.
Yo, when I see some of these young guys and they know me for making content, they're like, yo, man, DJ Zari's an OG, man. And I'm like, damn, bro, I feel like I just got in the game. Like,
Starts checking for grays in his beard.
I'm like, bro. And it does not help that I don't have that much hair and like I don't look young. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yo, it's just a part of life. And like, I noticed it with athletes. That's why I barely watch sports anymore. I can imagine for you guys, like, I stopped watching sports for real when I seen all the superstars being born like 2003, 2002. I'm like, bro, I'm too old to be like really cheering for like a you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow, makes sense, bro.
But he's making like $30 million a year. I'm out here being like, let's go, like, buddy.
He's like, thanks, Unc.
Yeah, I ain't gonna make him hold none.
Oh man,
but yeah, man.
Thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.